cut that off. That's some thick ass metal right there. Thick metal. So what I'm doing is actually installing the mini tubs. The owner wanted mini tubs in there, and if you are wanting to install mini tubs, watch for my upcoming video, if I haven't already uploaded it yet, of how to install mini tubs on your 60s Mustang Fastback. To be honest with you, it's a little bit tricky, but it's not as hard as you think. So anyway, what I'm doing is I'm trimming the opening for our tubs to fit in there. Let me get that done and I'll kind of walk you through what's going on. Alright, I went ahead and I rough cut the opening for our tub to fit in. You can kind of see, if you look here, you can see it's squared out. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to fit it in there. And if you look at this ridge right here, alright, this is an indentation that goes up. If you look at it this way, it's an inside dent. And what we're going to do is we're trying to get our fender well, our inner tub, to fit inside this little section right here. So I've already notched this out, and then I notched the bottom, and then what I did, I took a piece of tape from this edge to the bottom, and I kind of used that as a guideline, a straight line, and then I cut that out, and then I had to cut it again. So I had to cut it twice, and I might have to do it 3 times. I don't know. Hopefully not, but we're going to fit it in here and try to see what we can do. Now, this actually takes 2 sets of hands, and Minnie the body shop girl isn't here right now, so I'm going to try to do this myself, and we'll see if we can fit it in there. If not, we'll have to wait till she comes back. But if you look right here, this is the tub that we're talking about. And you can see basically what they did is they took this round corner, the inner round corner, they took that off and they made it a square. So that gives you more angle to put a bigger tire in. And you can see how it's square down here. So we had to cut that opening square, and then of course repeat our process down here. But the way this thing fits in here is kind of oddball, so you're not going to take as much off the front of it as you are the back. And another thing, with these particular tubs, you can actually use your factory interior with them. So that's what we're trying to do, is set this up. So from that angle right there that you're looking at, I'm going to go ahead and slide this up in here. And it actually feels like it fits in here pretty good. I got to get this one where it goes. And yeah, let's go ahead and get a look at that so you can kind of get the idea. I still got to do a little bit of trimming. I got to add some pieces that were with this kit. And let's go ahead and check it out, and I'll show you what it looks like with the tub in the vehicle. So if you kind of randomly look at it from this angle here, you get the idea that it's squared off. And if we look over here, there's the factory one, and you can see how it's round. So by adding that square angle to it is going to give us a lot more room to put a big tire in it. And then looking at it inside the vehicle, you can see here is our, there's our bracket, our interior. That's where our interior bolts, which is this panel right here that the owner had to send me. He doesn't have the right side, so we got to figure something out and get that. But the fender just fell out, so I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work. But you kind of get the idea. You can see the square hole that I cut out of this fender, and we're gonna wait till Minnie at the body shop gets here, my body shop girl, so she can help me set it in there, and I can actually get this thing lined up, because that's really what I need. All right, we got that baby fit up in there like I wanted it to be. We had to do a little jiggling around and moving and shuffling to get it in place. But we finally got the inner fender well in. Now this is once again, this is a tub, a mini tub that allows you to use your factory interior. So it does give you more room to put a fatter tire in there, and also a little bit of a taller tire. But what I did is, the way that I'm doing this with the quarter panel off, it's a lot easier, of course. And I took the aftermarket outer fender well, I got that in place where I wanted it. You saw me do that. And then I went ahead and drilled this. I went ahead and drilled a bunch of spot weld holes where I'm going to spot weld it so I can weld it to this right here, because this actually, like I said, fits in the lip right here. But it doesn't fit perfect, so what I've been doing is taking my hammer, and wherever there's a spot weld, I've been hammering that down because I want that real tight up against there. So when I spot weld this, it will work out properly. And you can see right there, there's where a spot weld's going to be. So I'm just taking my hammer and going around and hitting those to get those down so we can get a good weld. All right. Oh man, and that is one fender well done. Okay, so we got this fender well in, and it seems like it's looking all right. I'm going to do a little advertisement here. This is a Harbor Freight flashlight. It costs 30 bucks. And let me tell you, this little thing here, it's 750 lumina and 100% better than Snap-on. 100% better. Snap-on wants $100 for this flashlight. $30 over at, yeah, your favorite local tool store, Harbor Freight. So we got our inner fender well in, and you can basically see a big difference from side to side. There's the factory one, and there's the mini tub. And yes, it does give you a lot more action as far as width goes. And then if you look right there, you can see there's our tub. That's called the mini tub. Now these tubs are designed to use with your factory interior panels, and that one's done. So before we go any further, I have got to epoxy prime the inside of this panel. Now they call this weld, what do they call this? This weld through primer. is what they call this. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wake everybody up so y'all can realize that this is a scam, okay, and all it is silver paint. Do you see this right here? Do you see this black primer on this body part? Well, guess what, everybody? This is Welding primer too. This is weld through primer. Just like this bullshit here. You know, they come up with this crap and they say, hey, let's put silver paint on it instead of black and we'll call it this instead of that, and everybody will buy it. Don't fucking go for it. It's bullshit. All this is silver bullshit paint, and it's got a texture to it, whereas this is black paint and it's got a smooth finish. Which would you rather have? I'll go with the black. I don't give a shit about their scam-ass bullshit sale pitch. But what I do care about is if we look up under there, I'm going to go ahead and scuff this down and get it primed. Once we get that done, we're going to install that quarter panel over here, and I believe this side is a done deal. I went ahead and marked this out. Now you can see where I already marked it once, and the reason I didn't cut that out because I knew by putting the quarter panel on and off several times and readjusting fender wells and all this other stuff that it was going to misalign that just a little bit. So I went ahead and clamped it all down. I took my scribe tool and I scribed that really nice right there, and then this will be butt welded. Now this is how I do these full quarters, because if this is still in good shape right here, I don't see any reason why to remove it. And it gives it that factory look. Now on this particular quarter panel, we got pretty lucky on this that that fits in tight. Now that I got that marked using a scribe tool, which is the best way to mark it, we're gonna go ahead and get Minnie the Body Shop girl over here. How you doing today, Minnie the Body Shop girl?
Great.
You wanna come over and help us a little bit? We'll get this off. And how's the U-Haul life doing?
Simo.
Hold on, let's get a little interview with Minnie in the U-Haul business. Let me move my camera over here. Okay. How you doing out there, Minnie the Body? Hold on, let me see. There you go. So how are things going out there in U-Haul land? Are you renting a lot? Are you taking more in than you're putting out, or?
It's going great.
Yeah. Do you like the U-Haul life, being the U-Haul queen of Moab, Utah, or?
No, I don't.
You don't like it?
No.
Why not?
Because I have to listen to you complain and bitch at me.
What am I complaining about? What are you
We got too many trailers, you're tearing up the yard, you're making fucking...
Oh, so it's my fault.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's
all right. Thank you.
So, yeah.
All right. Can we get to work now, please?
It's a real great thing.
Jeez. Sorry I said anything, gosh.
Well, do you want the truth or do you want me to lie?
Didn't know there was any truth or lying about it. I was just asking a simple question. How things were going out there.
Let's just get this done.
But that's all I was asking. I was just asking that.
Well, I got work to do.
What do you got going on?
None of your business.
Yeah, come on over here and let's hold this here so we don't, when we take it off, it won't get bashed up. And one more thing I already did, I went ahead and drilled all my plug weld holes out, my spot weld holes, all the way around all the edges. So that's ready to go. I think all we got to do is cut this little section out. We can mount this back on. This will be butt welded. And it should work. What are you thinking? How many times have we taken it off and on? We don't even know. And it looks like the gap axle is going to look nice once we get it all set in place. So that's good. I was telling everybody this quarter panel is actually going on very easy. A lot easier than... Would you agree with me?
Yeah, there's been minimal cussing.
Minimal problems with this. It's unbelievable. All right, if you can like pull that out, I'll try to get all this off. And let's see if we can pop it off. Okay, there's that. Can you pull that out or let me do it? Let me get the, if you can hold the front, I'll get the pry bar. And then we'll pop this out right here. Because we don't want bend for it. You see what I'm saying? There we go. Okay, there's that side. Okay, now if you can hold the back over there, I'll get the front. And then we'll go ahead and pop this off here very carefully. Okay, thank you very much, man. Body Shop Girl, it was nice seeing you. When will we see you again? When are you gonna come back? Thank you. Just to let everybody know, renting U-Hauls out is not the easiest job in the world. It's very, very stressful. So, yeah, stressful situation over here. What's going on? What are you doing? Okay, I thought you were working over there.
That's what I do in the house.
Now, last night, I went ahead and I epoxy primed the inside of this, so that's already sealed and done. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and get our quarter panel fit and adjusted and get that baby on there. And you can kind of see, using a scribe tool, you can see the difference. So this was using a marker, this is a scribe tool. Always try to use a scribe tool. Always try to. Came out really nice. I'm really happy with that. We got the quarter panel installed. It's a done deal. This quarter panel really looks nice. We're going to look at that later. We got a few other issues around the quarter panel, but now that that's done, I want to try to finish up the situation over here on this left side of the car. This has been the whole nightmare of the situation on our Mustang. I don't know if everybody knows this. This car's been in my possession for 8 fucking years. 8 years is how long it's been here because of complications that I really don't want to get into. But it's been here for 8 years. We've been working on it off and on. I'm basically full bore on working on it now to get this thing done. So I'm really excited. This quarter panel actually fit very, very nicely. I'm shocked. I'm really, really shocked. There was really no modifications that we had to do to this to make it work. I'm hoping that the right-hand side goes on just as nice. Let's look at the door situation. I want to show you a few issues that we have with that and how we're going to fix it. And then we're going to go down to where we are at right now. So if we look at the door right here, we can see that the gap is just god-awful. It's just, and that's G-A-W-D, awful. You can see how it's real wide right here, and then it's real close down there. And then if we look down here, you can see the problem we have here. This is because of our aftermarket rocker panel section. And then also, to refresh and remind everybody, this car was T-boned right there, right in the door. The A-pillar was completely crushed in on this thing, and that is what's been giving us the whole problem on the left side of this vehicle.
A 68 Mustang is a one-year situation when it comes to A-pillars and doors. If you replace the A-pillar with a, let's say, 67 or a 69 A-pillar from the junkyard, the door will never, ever fit properly. 68 was a one-year door. That's why we ended up buying another door, because the door that we purchased the first time was off a 67 or possibly 66. We don't know. So if you ever run into a situation of fixing a A-pillar on a 1968 Mustang like my friend Pete did, always remember 1968 Mustang is a one-year door situation, and that includes the A-pillar as well. The owner actually purchased an A-pillar from the junkyard, and my speculation is the reason that this door is ball cocky screwed in the ass is because it's off a 67, not a 68. Thank you.
I just wanted to get that off my chest and explain it to you in the most quickest and passionate way
that I fucking can!
So now that we covered that action, we're going to do that later. We're not doing it now. What we are doing is we are patching our quarter panel. I did not replace this whole quarter panel, and you can kind of see why. remember the action that we had right here. Aftermarket set, quarter panel we had to splice, dice, and cut and weld. You can see how the, not the quarter panel, I'm sorry, rocker panel. You can see how the rocker panel falls. It doesn't follow the body line. So we did not replace the whole rocker panel for that reason. And what I'm doing, I'm now patching the rest of the rust up that we have in this location here. And that actually leads us back to 8 years ago. When the car was brought to me, the owner actually went ahead and shipped some parts that were with the vehicle, and one of them was this rocker panel down here. Now, I never throw anything away until the car is complete. And you can see sitting over in the corner here, we have a bunch of miscellaneous old rotted parts that we will probably not use, but we still got them. And one of the things that I kept is this rocker panel section that we have had in our possession for 8 years. This is the piece that I didn't use, and what you're looking at here, you can see where I am going to cut this section out so I can use that to repair our rusted out area that you're looking at right here. Now, I kind of went ahead and measured it out, measured it. And, I mean, even by the looks of this, you can see that this rocker panel is twice the size. This is actually where our rocker situation is down here. That's where I cut that out. Look at how big this rocker panel is. Look at that. So you can see right here, I went ahead and cut out the rusted, rotted piece of metal. And then I also kind of taped it off where I want it. And this is about where the location of the piece that we want is. So what I'm going to do is I am going to cut the piece out of this, and we won't be using this. Let's go ahead and take that off, because I was actually going to cut this piece first, and then I thought, well, I don't want to do that. I'll go ahead and cut out the rust first, and then I'll kind of line that up where I want it, and then I'll cut out the brand new piece. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to mark this. I'm going to take a little scribe tool action here, kind of mark what we got, and then we kind of basically know what's going on. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my tape, and then I'm going to make this just a little bigger. I'll make that just a little bit bigger, just like this. And then what we'll do is we'll cut that out. And the reason I made that bigger is because basically I just wanted to cut the rust out. Now once we cut this out, I will actually put it on the rocker panel, and then I will trace around that, because this is going to be a butt weld. So what I want to do here is I want to take this, and I am going to, what the fuck? It looks like we cut it just right. Look at that. Looks like it's cut just right. I gotta knock this in. Hang on 1 second. And I think we cut it big enough to fit. I don't know if you can see the difference here. This is more flat than this is. So we'll start our weld up here, get that welded, and then we will work our way down and then take our hammer and roll that edge. I'm going to get that lined up just like that. And then while I'm holding it, I'll go ahead and spot weld that in place just like that. And then now I can come back and I'll weld that in and it'll look really nice. And then I'll roll this corner around so it will all reach there. The next thing we got to do is we have this rusted out hole right here. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'll go ahead and take some 2-inch tape or 1.5 inches. And I am going to cover the hole just like that. We'll go ahead and double it up in the center here. And then I'll take a dirty glove. And then what this is going to do, this will leave a mark, or it should. I guess my glove isn't as dirty as I thought it was. That'll leave a mark around that edge where I need to cut it off. So what I'll do is I'll take my pencil, I'm going to trace that line very lightly so I can see it. And then that's what we got to cut out right there. We got the curve going this way. I must have took that tape and turned it the wrong way. That will happen every now and then. So what we'll do to get it to fit in here, we're going to actually make the hole bigger to fit the piece. Let's see if we can get it in here. Hopefully it'll fit. Okay, we got the bottom looking good, but we still got a little play action over here. Bit of that edge off right there, and then we will clean this edge up. Okay. And then we should be able to fit this in here. And I want it to fit tight. So it looks like everything's going to fit. We got a little bit of a lip. This corner right here. And then there's also another way you can do it is you can actually trim your piece to fit the hole. I went ahead and decided to make the hole just a little bigger. And it looks like we're going to end up trimming. Everything fits, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that edge right here. And it looks like that's it right there. So I want that right there, just like that. Now if I just get a spot weld on that edge, right there, okay, that looks good, like that. Now if I can just get this corner in, just like that, and I think we'll have it. I'm going to go ahead and get this corner. And then I'm going to try to pull that corner out right there, just like that. Do you see how handy that is? Do you see that? Look at that. That's going to pull that out nice. Or we'll be able to do that right there. And then, there you go. Look at that. A little bit of hammering up, and we'll be able to weld that up, and that's going to take minimal body work to repair. So I'm going to finish these out, and yeah, that's it.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.